I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful
War. War never changes. This has been the tagline for the video game series Fallout since the conception of the original Fallout in 1997. While it may seem simplistic in its four-word statement, it's actually quite deep when you think about it. War in a physical sense of men and women on a battlefield. The war of the mind, whether you have to think critically as if your life depends on it or fight someone else with intellect. War in a spiritual sense, fighting your own beliefs and that of another. This statement can be taken in a variety of different contexts. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In recent events here in late 2023, we have had a lot happen in the franchise Fallout, ranging from new and exciting content for Fallout 76, the upcoming Fallout television series taking on a whole new adventure post the events of Fallout 4. Fallout 4 receiving a next-gen update, whatever that may entail. Various small bugs and patches added to the older generation games. The list goes on. In this video, I have decided to do something a bit different. Rather than a whole rant and tangent based around one singular topic, we will be going over a handful of topics in a small discussion format, with this video more specifically surrounding recent events. With all of this being said though, take a seat, grab some of your 200-year-old munchies, pre-war water, or even semi-ice cold Nuka Cola, and let's get started. Fallout New Vegas is probably considered the most popular Fallout game in the franchise. With its vast array of stories, memorable locations, plethora of weapons and armor, the choices provided to the player character, what is there not to love about the game? Despite all of this though, one has to wonder, are the events of Fallout New Vegas considered canon to the Fallout timeline? Before you grab your pitchforks and torches, hear me out for a few moments. While Fallout New Vegas does in fact provide additional lore to various corporations, factions, and other stories in the Fallout universe, we really don't see any legitimate evidence to support the events of the game being canon, except for a few potential hints we hear in Fallout 4. The expansion of the New California Republic heading east being the most notable one. However, we never really see an actual confirmed ending for Fallout New Vegas. Similar to sister projects such as Fallout Tactics and Fallout Brotherhood of Steel, who was not made by Interplay but was published by Interplay, Fallout New Vegas was also not developed but only published by Bethesda Game Studios. If one were to look at the official Bethesda Discord, you would see that Fallout New Vegas is not listed under their game topic listings, potentially supporting that Fallout New Vegas is not an official project from Bethesda and may not fall in line with the rest of their games. So, what could the clues we see in Fallout 4 mean in regards to the NCR heading east if the events of Fallout New Vegas didn't occur? Perhaps the NCR is heading east but rather having a confrontation with larger factions such as the Legion or even Mr. House. They simply swept over the Mojave and northern and southern regions of the West Coast and are expanding east with little confrontation, except for maybe opposition from raiders and the creatures of the wasteland. Would it be disappointing if this was the case? Yes. I myself am not a huge fan of Fallout New Vegas like other enjoyers. However, I do feel like the game itself has its place among the main Fallout games and deserves its spot in the canonical timeline. At the time of this video, we have seen many updates and content-related projects coming to Fallout 76 and Fallout 4. With that, even a new television series coming from Amazon based after the events of Fallout 4, telling a new story, visiting new locations, and maybe even old locations from the original game, new characters, and a continuation of lore for the Brotherhood of Steel and possibly even the NCR. Going off of what we see in the trailers, screenshots and photos and other content related to the television series, we see a numerous amounts of memorable items, armors and weapons, and faction-related props. However, we are also left with a plethora of questions. What can we potentially expect to see from the show as far as lore and story is concerned? As we know now, the story is going to be based around a vault dweller named Lucy, a Brotherhood soldier named Maximus, and a ghoul turned gun for hire simply known as the Ghoul. How they will correlate with one another is unknown at this time. However, speculation seem to think that Lucy, especially given history from other games, will be a savior vault dweller who will overcome many challenges of their own and ultimately decide the fate of the locations around her. Maximus, going off of his facial expressions, appears initially excited about a mission he goes on with the Brotherhood Knights. However, later during the trailer, he seems to be mentally affected by the conflict at hand, and may be considering his choices and wanted associations with the faction, similar to Finn in Star Wars The Force Awakens, who was a stormtrooper for the First Order but eventually goes rogue. The Ghoul, as we have seen in the trailer, is a gunslinger. His associations at this time are unknown, but we seem to see him riding a horse with a little girl during the time of the bombs dropping, which would suggest that his exposure to radiation left him ghoulified, his daughter dying, and him living his life as a loose cannon gun for hire. Details about him are unknown at this time to provide any further insight. So with this, what would this leave us for a story? From what we can see in initial photos and screenshots, the NCR seems to have some sort of influence, but perhaps little to do with various locations simply because of their stretching of numbers, due to their campaign in the East. The Brotherhood of Steel, having an airship known as the Cassuan, among a fleet of vertibirds, seems to have recovered from their campaigns with the NCR, and have become some sort of superpower on their own. Perhaps what we will see is yet another conflict between these two factions, and Lucy, Maximus, and the Ghoul will play a part in the eventual resolution. Or perhaps, should the show continue, a darker, much more sinister faction will rise from the ashes of their distraught history. In previous videos, we have discussed potential ideas of what could happen to the Appalachian Wasteland. In an update post made across multiple social media platforms, Bethesda has released a new artwork piece and released information about a map expansion for Fallout 76, leading us to new locations, new factions, new quests, and probably events, loot, and other content. From what we can see in this art piece, we finally get a hint that Vault 63 will be opened. A huge weather system floating above what almost looks like the Black Bear Lodge in the Toxic Valley, a series of new locations such as a rock or boulder being jammed between two canyon walls, a mysterious water tower, and a road sign showing the Shenandoah National Park. With this, let us look at the weather system above the lodge structure. In the vanilla game, and additionally the Brotherhood of Steel storyline in Fallout 76, we learn that the Atlas Observatory was much more than just an observatory for stars, but also had a machine inside that could change weather systems and much, much more. Perhaps what we are seeing is a catastrophic event that occurs after the Brotherhood accidentally activates the machine, creating a disastrous storm in the new region we are going to explore, or in a region we already know. The Vault 63 door is perhaps, in my opinion, the most interesting in the art piece. The door seems to have flown from its underground location surrounded in heated metal and leaving behind traces of heat at its new resting spot. Perhaps Vault 63 has exploded from the inside, allowing us, the player characters, to venture inside the cave system that will be Vault 63, discovering what had happened. But a lot of this is speculation and theory crafting. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tell me what you all think of Fallout New Vegas and how it plays into the Fallout timeline. Will the TV show add more lore or confirm earlier speculations we have had for years? Will the Appalachian Wasteland be coming to its final days? Thank you for watching, and I hope you all have enjoyed this video. With 2023 coming to an end, this channel has gotten a lot farther than I had originally thought it would, despite only being a hobby project. If you enjoy the content or would like to support the channel, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, share this video. It's exciting for me to know through social media, Reddit, Discord, and so many other platforms that almost every day we see newcomers to the Fallout universe. While this channel may not be as big as others, perhaps we can provide a stepping stone for one's first steps into the world of Fallout. This is Doom Guy, and I'll see you guys out in the wastes.